Welcome back to Flint Creek Transport. My name is Justin. I'm out back. We're just getting this thing unhooked. Reason being, we had to go for a truck. And this isn't we're not going for a typical truck. It is a typical truck, but what am I saying, right? We actually bought another truck. Deal came up, right? And I couldn't pass it up. Had to figure, you know what? We're gonna snag this deal. So it was kind of a last minute thing too, because I was out of town and Trevor had to go for it. I couldn't go. There was so much stuff going on, and but we got the truck back here, and here it is. So maybe I should do one of these will it start videos, right? Will it start? Ah, man. What do you think? This truck, I'm sure you guys are wondering, what are you doing with this thing, Justin? This is pretty rough, but it is a 1995. I'll just roll over the specs real quick. It is a 1995 Kenworth W900L, and it is a flat glass. Kind of what I was looking for. And if you guys have been following along in my videos, one of the last videos I was talking about this cab and sleeper over here. So that's also a flat glass cab. But that cab is in a little rougher shape. Gonna need a bit more work. This one seems to be pretty decent. And I also needed a hood. Somebody had this truck for sale, and I figured I would snag it. Will it start? Well, guess what? I'll flip the hood for you guys, and you tell me. You know what? It's bungeed. But maybe this will tell you. Maybe this will tell you. Can you see in there? See what color engine that is? That's a whole lot of nothing. I bought it without an engine. You know what? Unless it's tight. I think it's tight. Combination of a couple different things. Definitely feels like a bungee still under there. But this truck had a Detroit in it. We are kind of changing a few plans that we had. Like I said, truck 107 sitting right here. That's the one that needs another cab and sleeper. That one's just in really rough shape. The problem is when I swap that cab out, that is like a cab and bunk combo. But this flat glass cab will also go with that bunk over there. So this has got a lot more of the gauges, stuff like that in. So it should be much easier to do the swap. Obviously, interior needs a little bit of work, but we're gonna probably end up putting a big hole, and meaning big hole cutting out so you can actually put this seat back. A couple different things, probably rubber floor, just some small things. Get this thing fixed back up. This will be a project for the winter. So I'm hoping that this winter our guys can get everything back on either this frame or another frame, so that way we can line up the cab and the bunk, get everything set, and get any panels that need replaced. Like this truck here is actually pretty clean, but I think like some of that stuff needs painted. I think actually, you know what, the panel was on the sleeper, so on that sleeper there's a panel that needs to be swapped, which will be much easier to do now. It's not a big deal, but we get everything married together and get it prepped. That way in our busy time, this thing can go off to get painted and get the interior done. And all I got to do when it gets back then is just line up somebody to swap everything over. And then I'm not down without a truck, and that truck over there can continue to make money, because that is key. So Obviously, there's probably some spare parts here too that we can utilize. It's a start. So this one does not have a lot of corrosion. There's a little bit under here. Some of that stuff we can work on. We can, like I said, pop this thing off in our shop. We can do a lot of little things to it here and there. Probably end up taking these doors off, putting the other doors on. These are the daylight doors. I'd probably put the other doors on, just a straight, since we have them anyway. See if they fit over. So I'm super excited. This bunk, so tell you what guys, this bunk is gonna come off. Let me hop up in here. Give you a little idea of the bunk. So it's a double bunk. I'm not sure yet what we're gonna utilize in the other interior, but there's a good chance that we'll probably end up taking this bunk off and just being done with it. Eventually, I think this bunk is gonna go. So I just don't know what we're gonna use out of it. First 1995 truck that we owned. Actually, I think we had a 94 T800, but I'm kind of excited to get this project on the road. Just looking at all these different gauges. It's kind of cool. I like the writing and stuff on there. I don't think I'm going to utilize this frame. This does have the older suspension. There are some things I can use, like some of the rears and things like that, but this has the older 8-bag suspension. I'm not sure if I'm going to utilize that. There's a bunch of that stuff that, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. The plan now is cab, hood, bunk, get it painted, and onto that truck. So, you know what? Even got the keys, except it doesn't fire up. A new project. So my project kind of took a turn. Hopefully you can say this is a turn for the better. Hopefully. So this bunk, and maybe just a little history on bunks, right? So this bunk is the bunk between the Aero 1. This would be like an Aero 2. This bunk is kind of like, I'm trying to think the years. They would have only made this bunk for a few years, but somewhere between like 95 to 97 maybe, because maybe 98. And I wonder if it wasn't an option, because there's very few of those bunks around. A lot are just the Aero cab, like that truck. So that's what would have taken its place. A lot more room in that cab, unless you do the big hole. So that Aero cab 1 is what goes, what was like in the mid 90s. So this is a really cool bunk. Whoa, there goes the bunny rabbit. There it is, 95 Kenworth. No horsepower on this one. The truck that is going on to has a 2WS cat. So next project. We're still getting a few nice days. The guys are working on cleaning up some of this outside stuff. Just kind of cleaning, getting stuff done as much as we can. We're also working on a calendar. So if you guys are interested in calendar, I will probably not have them till it's probably going to be January, but I will let you know as soon as I have those calendars. It's just one of those things that's always tough to get pictures. So this is the rig that Trevor went down and got that truck with. And we're putting our Pro Tote away, and I got some other exciting news to tell you too. So truck 143 is getting the finishing touches put on it. It'll be outside. So this is also a truck that is going to be in the calendar. We're getting close. We're getting very close. I think they were just having some trouble aligning the hood, getting the hood to sit on there straight. I brought my gun to go hunting this afternoon. Beautiful afternoon. Brought my gun. Totally forgot to bring my license and my orange, which all I'm doing really is just walking out to, can't quite see the stand out there, but there's a big hunting blind out there. There you can see a little bit of it. There it is. So get this. So there's this deer that we're watching, right? So I hunt here, and then I also hunt about an hour away. We have some hunting ground stuff that we can actually manage a little bit better. Here, hunting here, there is 20, 30 acres, a little bit of woods, and then it's kind of like this brushy ground here. And deer like it, but last couple of years weren't the best. Finally this year we started seeing a few more deer around here. But anyway, we're hunting. We also hunt about an hour away, and so I took the boys down and we were hunting. Set out Saturday morning. Somebody got a doe, and then in the evening somebody also got a doe. But there was this big buck that we were watching, kind of secretly hoping that I would get a shot at it, right? Well, usually the first day I'm sitting out with somebody, right? Because of the young ones, someone's supposed to sit with the younger ones. I'm sitting with another guy, and my son Tyler shoots this monster buck that we all were kind of watching on the trail cam. So this first picture is a picture of the deer last year, and last year I missed it. So that was frustrating last year, but last year I did also get to shoot a big buck, and I'll put that in here as well. So that buck that I shot was last year's buck, and then the one that I missed last year got bigger, and that is the one that Tyler shot this year. So the reason I can kind of tell that it's last year's or the same deer is you look at the brow tines, you look at the G2 tines and you see that split fork. So that's kind of why I know it is the last year's. You could just kind of see it is the same deer, just bigger horns and a year older. And it helps a lot, like now that we can see from one year to the next what it does to a deer. Gives you more incentive to hold out and to wait and let these deer get bigger. But anyway, Tyler shoots this monster, so here it is. Hope you guys enjoy. And congratulations, Tyler, because that is one that kind of everybody in our little hunting group was wanting to shoot. All right, and also, I'm just gonna drop this in here. A little video of when I was in Bahamas. I think in the last video I mentioned I was gonna be in Bahamas. So here's a little clip of that, and had a good time down there. And what was really awesome is that our company, so in our captive group is about just over 200 companies, and we were like in the top 30 for being safe. It's kind of a combination of attending the meetings, the safety meetings, how our loss runs were, and things like that. So that was pretty awesome to be recognized at that meeting as well. So good job to our team on safety. I am in beautiful Bahamas, so check this out behind me. It is a nice 80-degree day here in Bahamas. Oh, the guys are just starting their mower again. I'm here at the convention center at the Grand Hyatt here in Bahamas for a insurance meeting. So this is more than just a vacation. This is an insurance meeting. Check it out. Fortis is our group that we're with. This is a captive group that we're with, and that's who we get our insurance from. Here's a good little representation of Bahamas, right? Again, as I was saying, this is a captive insurance, and I touched on it a little bit in the last video, but basically there's two types of insurance, captive insurance and traditional insurance. And just in real quick, this allows us to get 65% of the premium that we pay in, we get back. So as long as we're safe, that has been, pretty huge, and that's adds up to be quite a bit of money. So once you're paying about $250,000 in premium or more a year, it starts to make sense, and that's when they start to, accept you into these captive groups. So just to give you a little heads up there, and I will put in Jen's information in the description below, and you can check out her information, call her if you have questions, let her know we referred you. I got to get back out to the sun because it is beautiful down here. We took a few extra days, and actually came down a few days before, and just took a little time to relax. But yeah, we're in the convention center. This place is huge. The hotels are on down the hall. It's good stuff. All right, guys, and thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.